Welcome to one of the coolest lore stories that I think exists among the Valorant protocol. Typically, the lore stories of agents, maps, and organizations have to do with ongoing and past events. However, the story of KO is primarily focused on the future rather than the past. And this is because KO himself is a robot not only from the future, but from an alternate timeline as well, who has come back in time for a particular reason that I will get to. KO is a robot and the 17th agent to join the Valorant protocol. There are actually two possible meanings to his name, the first being Kingdom Anti-Yield Operative, and the second is Kill All Your Opponents, which he has a voice line in-game for. KO comes from an alternate timeline more than 200 years into the future. In that timeline, Earth has fallen into a war with Radiants known as the Radiant War. The Radiant War is an event that takes place in KO's timeline which causes massive destruction worldwide and the loss of countless lives. The direct cause of this war between Radiants and humans is unknown. However, KO reveals that Reyna rose to become the leader on the Radiant side, and possibly instigated the war to begin with. This makes a lot of sense due to Reyna's hatred for humans and technologies, and her pride for her Radiance. We get a taste of her passion for Radiance after Abyss was taken over from the Scions, and we truly get to hear Reyna speak with a lot of emotion.
Is it true? Our history was filled with radiance? How long have the Scions committed this crime? No puedo creerlo, malditos! It is unforgivable! They erased us! This place is our legacy. It belongs to Radiance, and they stole it! I will see it returned, and we will destroy the Scions!
KO claims that during the war, several of the protocol's agents either fought with him or against him as there was a massive split that occurred within the team. And this brings up the question as to how these agents were even alive 200 years into the future. The main explanation for this is simply due to technological advancements in healthcare using Radianite. It's also very possible that the war itself didn't start 200 years into the future but much sooner, and it just lasted a very long time until eventually it got very bad. KO makes several references to many agents within the protocol and their roles in the war. He shows a lot of respect and loyalty to Brimstone who worked together with KO. Being a human himself, he obviously helped KO on the human side of the war to protect people and save the Earth. Unfortunately, Brimstone dies during this Radiant War and KO blames himself for it as he feels like he failed to protect his friend. He even wears his dog tag around his neck and can be seen holding a bloody cloth, which was taken from Brimstone's body. Sova was one of the agents on the protocol who sided with the humans as well and worked alongside KO, which explains why KO often speaks to Sova in the tone of being comrades. Sage, who we all know to be a sweet and caring mother-like figure among the Valorant protocol, who continues to lead the team and serve as their healer, took the side of the Radiants in the war. What's interesting is that Sage isn't a healer in the war. KO claims that Sage is used straight up as a weapon for the Radiants. There's actually a lot more going on with Sage, and her past lore may be a reason why in the future she becomes a weapon. If you want more information on this, I suggest you check out my video on Sage's lore because it is pretty interesting. Phoenix and KO have a rather friendly relationship with each other, which make it appear as though he would have taken the human side in the Radiant War. This actually isn't the case because KO revealed in the warm-up cinematic that he was actually programmed by the humans to kill Phoenix, which would imply that he did end up taking the Radiant side. It's really subtle and hard to initially catch this as KO says it towards the end of the cinematic where nothing important is really happening.
Alright, playtime's over. Ready up!
Team Forge? Really?
What? Fire and steel. Come on! Hey, wait. Ooh. Ooh, you're quick. How about Firewire? Robo Squad?
Oh, the Swagger Express. Roaster and Toaster.
You know I'm programmed to kill you, right?
Come on, that was a good one.
Jet is another agent referenced in the Radiant War. It's not confirmed which side she took, but it's heavily implied that she took the sides of the Radiants. And she was also another one of the protocol's agents who were killed in the war, implied here in this player card showing her kunai lying in the dust in the foreground. Skye is one of the agents who is constantly praised for having great potential with her radiant powers, and KO goes on to say that she became a menace in the future as she fought alongside the Radiants. Astra is another participant in the war, and we know that she has other worldly powers as well as it's tied into the Astral Guardians. I made a lore video on Astra covering this topic around her powers, so make sure to check that out as well. KO claims that Astra goes on to destroy worlds and fought against the humans in the war. But despite her powers, Astra isn't immortal and she was killed in the war by KO. And finally, the leader of the Radiants in the Radiant War and possibly the one who started the entire thing, Reyna. In the present time, KO shows hatred towards Reyna and makes several remarks about her from the war. KO reveals that he was successfully able to kill Reyna in the war and take out the Radiant's leader.
Your second chance, Brimstone. I won't fail you again. Side by side again, Sova. Let's get lethal. It is strange, Sage. Where I'm from, you're no medic, only a weapon. Sage, healer. What an understatement. Radiant target acquired. Hang on, it's Phoenix. Sorry, friend. I've seen what the enemy sky becomes. Deal with her now. Trust me. Their Astra doesn't protect reality. She destroys worlds. I would know. I will work with you, Reyna. I don't have to like it. Reyna, I'm programmed to kill you. Don't give me a reason. I'll destroy every Reyna for what she did to you. Correction. Them. Another Reyna. I killed her in the war. I'll kill her again. Kill the Queen. Your reign is over. Humans allied with Radiants. What a strange world. We have one job. Save this Earth. No excuses.
Since KO was created by the humans for the purpose of eliminating Radiants, this explains why he has the power to nullify Radiant abilities. He does so in order to make it easier to take them out and kill them in battle. Now this brings up the question of, why did KO go back in time? But before we get into that, I want to talk to you guys about my new line of PCs with Apex Gaming PCs. Just like KO, your computers need to be upgraded and given the power it needs to run all of your favorite games with ease. Whether you spend all day playing Valorant, CSGO, Minecraft, Rocket League, VR or any other game, Apex Gaming PCs has everything you need in their Apex Bronze builds. It comes with an AMD Ryzen 3 4100 CPU and Radeon RX 6500 XT graphics card. But if you're someone who likes to amp up their gaming experience to the very max, or maybe you even stream and make videos, then check out their Apex Streamer PCs, which comes with a Ryzen 7 5700X CPU and RTX 4060 graphics card. Or their Apex Streamer Plus PC, which is built with the Ryzen 5 7600X CPU and RTX 4060 Ti. All three of these PCs come with a 1TB SSD, so storage shouldn't be an issue, and if you're worried about the cost, Apex Gaming PCs luckily offers financing, so you don't even have to pay everything at once. They currently have a 25% off Black Friday deal going on with code BF24, but if there are no ongoing promotions, you can always use my personal code Nibble on checkout for a 10% off your order, so make sure to check them out. Now back to the question of why KO went back in time to present day Earth. And the reason is quite simple. Despite KO being a man-made robot, he showcases human emotions. After seeing what the Radiant War did to the world and how much loss was suffered, he went back in time to present day with the sole mission of stopping the Radiant War before it ever happens. He arrived on Earth on an island near the Caribbean on the map Breeze, where he was then recruited as an agent of the Valorant protocol. For KO, it's a strange time because humans and Radiants fight together in harmony and are on the same side, many of which KO has been in war with in his timeline and he had to kill. KO's reveal trailer has by far one of the best cinematic flashbacks that I've seen in this game. The audio, the atmosphere, just everything is put together really well and gives us a strong sense of how bad this Radiant War is, viewed from KO's perspective. We can see that pretty much everywhere is destroyed, There are several headlines stating that multiple cities have fallen and that the world is coming to an end. Even Kingdom Corporation, despite how much power and influence they have, is destroyed in this Radiant War, which is implied through their destroyed logo resting on the ground here. Because of KO being from an alternate timeline from the future, even Fade was having trouble trying to figure out much about KO and trying to find out what he fears. His dossier is unique compared to the other agents as it lacks deep information about him and more so questions his overall existence. However, it was later revealed that KO's fear shows him sitting in a dark void, holding Brimstone's lifeless body in his hands, KO himself having smoke come out of him and looking utterly defeated. This basically tells us that KO's fear is that even after going through all the pains of traveling back in time to stop the Radiant War from occurring, he still fails to save his best friend Brimstone. I hope you guys enjoyed this lore video on KO. It was one of my favorite videos so far, and honestly, Riot can make an entire movie just from KO's lore alone. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future lore videos, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.